Okay, let's see. Huang, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good, nice to see you. Zoe, how are you today? Zoe?
Huh?
Just making sure you can hear me.
Yeah.
Hi. How about Sophia? How are you?
Yes.
You're good? And
Yeah.
then student, is it Suyuan?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that what you want me to call you?
No, just call me Eric.
Eric?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And I am Allison. Nice to see you all again, and nice to meet you, Eric. We're gonna keep going with Unit 2. Now, so I talked to Mr. Nick a little bit, and I was a little confused about what we were doing the first time. So we didn't do any homework, and I'm sorry about that, but this time I will give you homework, and then I will check your homework like we are supposed to do, now that I understand. So we're gonna start here with Unit 2, A Grammar. And if you wanna log into your own account on Canvas, you can do that and follow along. Just remember that sometimes the questions are in a different order on my screen than they might be on your screen. Anyway, let's get started. We're going to be talking about verbs today. I'm going to go ahead and play the video in Chinese where we're going to get a little bit of explanation about the verbs. So just let me know that you can hear it.
同学们，大家好，我是
Can you hear it? Yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
Great. And
Yeah.
I will see you soon.
Nick 老师，今天呢，我们要学习英语它的词性中的 part of speech 词性中的动词词性 verb 它有3种时态啊，主要是现在、将来、过去。我们现在开始，现在是最常用的4种 present simple， 这是我们最被同学误解的。我们经常觉得这种，比如说 I listen，我觉得好像是我现在在听，不是这样的。他是讲的，他不是讲现在是在什么东西在进行，他讲的是一个常态。比如说 America is a country， 美国是个国家，它是一个常态。China is a country， 中国是个国家，它是一个常态。那么我们可以说太阳从东边升起 ，the sun rises in the east， 它从东边升起，它是个常态。OK， 所以我们事实上也可以说是常态式。那么我们讲，如果现在我正在做什么呢？我们叫做现在进行式 （present continuous）， 或者是学校的老师也会说是 present progressive。progressive， 我们今天不学这个单词啊，继续，因为这个单词比较容易。present continuous 两个都可以。I am listening， 我正在听。present perfect 实际上我们就是我们中文说的现在过去式啊，过去完成式这个单词的过去完成式。I have listened。present perfect continuous I have been listening， 这两个时态非常相似，它都是讲的是从过去一直到现在。但是呢，他们两个的区别是他们的强调点不同。这个强调点是2点，过去那个点到现在这个点，最强调是现在这个点。我从过去到现在我还在听，现在我在听。这个呢是强调这个过程，过去到现在这个过程我一直在听，它其实就等于加了一个一直这个单词在里面。Subject and verb agreement， 主语和谓语它的那个单复数时态必须是配套的，必须是一致性。Agreement 是一致。Present simple America is a country， America and Mexico 它就是2个了。Are countries 复数名词的复数。Present continuous I am listening， they are listening。Present perfect I have listened， she has listened， they have listened。 我知道 I 是单数啊，但是 I 总是要和 have 用在一起。Present perfect continuous I have been listening， she has been listening， they have been listening。 复数的。那我们看怎么样它是反的呢？用负的呢 ？Present simple America and Mexico are countries. America and Mexico are not cities. 它们不是城市，它们是国家。Present continuous, they are listening, they are not listening. Not. Present perfect, they have listened, they have not listened. 你把这个 not 放在这 have 和 listen 的之间。Present perfect continuous, they have been listening, they have not been listening. 好，同学们，大家好，这个是动词是英语那个 part of speech 词性中非常重要的，这种三种时态也是非常重要的。OK， 那么平时特别要注意到的就是这个，特别要注意的就是这个，不要再把它当成它是现在正在进行的。OK， 然后这两个也是大家经常混淆的，经常把它当成过去式，它不是过去式，它是现在式中的两种。OK， 同学们下课啦。
Okay, did he say shakala? It's not shaka. We just started class. So anyway, he was talking to us about verbs in English. And I think what he explained is pretty useful. I'm gonna get out of here.
同学们，大家好，我是
Oh my goodness, not again. So with verbs in English, one thing I want to say, and I think all of you, your first language is Chinese. So if your first language is Chinese, you're going to need to work harder on verbs because these are different in your first language than they are in your second language, which means you need to pay special attention to the verbs, especially when it comes to tense. This is a place that I see a lot of students, even they study really hard, they study English for a long time. If they don't put enough attention to it, they will have bad grammar for a long time, even if their vocabulary is very good, the pronunciation is very good. So this is something that I think we should really pay attention to. I think I heard him say, 非常重要. It's very important. So let's start with present simple. Here comes, I think this is Coco. Let me just say hello to Coco when she can hear me. Hi, Coco, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, well, nice to see you again. And by the way, I'm Allison, in case you forgot my name. Hi.
Yeah.
Good to see you. So let's start with present. Present, generally, we would say it's happening right now, but actually that's a little bit not true. The only one that's happening right now is, okay, here comes another student who's late. The only one that's happening right now is present continuous. So this one is the only one that's right now. Up here, I listen. This is more like a habit. So this is something that you do over and over again. It's not really happening in this moment. It's more like it's happening all the time. You can think of the present simple as almost like infinity. It goes on and on forever. So I want everybody to use present simple to make a sentence about one habit that you have, okay? So it should be something that you do over and over again. I'm gonna go first. I brush my teeth in the morning every day. It's my habit. Huang, what is your present simple habit?
I play soccer every weekend.
Okay, perfect. So he does it again and again. Now, Sophia, your turn. What's your present simple habit?
I play my violin every afternoon.
Nice. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, you must be pretty good at violin then if you practice every day. I think violin is difficult because you can't always see it. I would rather play piano because at least I can look at my hands. But I'm not very good at that either. Eric, what is your present simple habit?
I wake up every day.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Definitely want to make sure we wake up every day because the alternative is not good. How about Zoe? What's your present simple habit?
I do my homework every day.
I believe you. Good habit to have if you're a student. Coco, what's one of your present simple habits?
I work out in the gym every day.
You work out in the gym every day. You must be in
Yes.
good shape.
Yes, keep my body healthy.
Yeah, I wish that I had that habit every day. It's for me, I think it's, I work out 4 days a week, but not every day. Sometimes I'm just too lazy.
Yeah.
David, I saw that you came in. How are you, David?
I'm good.
All right, nice to see you. And I'm sad, I was teaching you on Thursday, but they changed my schedule, so now I don't have your class anymore. Sorry.
You're right.
I'll miss you guys. Can you give me a present simple habit sentence, please?
I'm doing some homework.
Well, that's right now you're doing.
Uh-huh.
So we're doing right now, we're practicing present simple habit. So not something we're doing right now, something we always do.
Oh,
So you can think of something you do every day or something you do every week.
I play tennis every weekend.
Very nice. Okay, great. So again, I want to show you this is not actually right now. So when it says present, it's more like forever. It's always true, all the time. So another thing that we use present simple for are facts. So here it says America is a country. That is a fact. So when we want to say something that's true, we can also use present simple. Here is, which is one of the words that come from the verb be. And don't forget that be is a verb. It's a very weird verb that has a lot of different forms. Is something that's always true all the time. Any questions about present simple? And then they say here fiction analysis. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because that's a little bit more high level. But what that means is if I'm writing an essay about a story or a book that I read, then I would use present tense to talk about it. Like I would say, Harry Potter is a book about a wizard. And I wouldn't say Harry Potter was a book. I would say Harry Potter is a book. So that's another one, but not something I think we need to worry about right now. So let's go to present continuous. This is truly the present. It is at this exact moment. So all of you would say, I am listening, I hope. And I would say, I am talking. With these ones, we need to make sure that this verb agrees with the subject. And that is called subject-verb agreement. It's important to remember in the present tense, so that's also true for present simple, we need to always double check that the subject and verb match. Now, for most verbs, this is pretty easy. All we have to do for subject-verb agreement is make sure that if it's he, she, or it, which is called third person singular, and that means one, which is the opposite of plural, which means many, then it needs to have an S on the verb, as in he likes chocolate versus I like chocolate. This is something where, yes, it's very small, it's very tiny, but I can hear it when you forget it. And it sounds like, oh, you said it wrong. So try to make sure that you aren't forgetting to put the S here in the present tense, because people who speak English as their first language, like me, we can really hear it. Even if sometimes maybe you don't hear the difference. So try to make a good habit and always use this correctly now. So that way, if you study English for 10 more years, you don't have this problem. Because you don't want to be making this kind of mistake once you get to be more advanced. So anyway, back to present continuous. The main thing about continuous, that means it's going on and on and on. So this is also sometimes called progressive or ongoing. and it uses ing. So the most important thing about continuous is that you should be looking for ing and it should be an action. So be careful with these because ing in English is not always a verb. I'm going to show you right now what I mean. So I'm going to erase our good sentences here. Here's an example of an ing that is not a verb. Sleeping is good for your health, but sleeping too much can make you feel sick. So here, this is actually the subject of the sentence. Now, we haven't really talked about that too much, but I'm going to tell you right now, the subject of a sentence always has to be a noun. It's not allowed to be a verb. In fact, this is already the verb. Zoe, did you have a question? Oh, just fixing something. Okay, you're all good. And over here, the same thing is true. This is also another subject. So if it's like this, it can't be a verb. It's different than this one because I'm not saying I am sleeping. I'm saying the idea of sleeping. And then another thing is it can be an adjective. The sleeping kitten is very cute. Don't wake him up. So this sleeping is talking about a noun because kitten, that's a baby cat. And when we have a word that's talking about a noun, that's an adjective. So watch out for ing because it has this noun and this adjective use where it's not actually doing something. Any questions about that? Okay, we're gonna keep going. Next is present perfect. I don't know why its name is perfect. There's nothing like good about it. It's just a name. I think it's because the people who created this grammar word actually spoke French. So this was called like plus que parfait or something in French. And then we took it in English and now it's perfect, even though it's not better than these other ones. The important thing about perfect is that it's going to have a have verb plus what's called a past participle verb. So a past participle is a type of verb that can either be regular or irregular. For example, decide, it just becomes decided. But if it were go, what would it become in past participle? Does anybody know? I was going to say I have,
What?
yeah, I have gone. That's right. So some of them are irregular. Another one that's irregular is be, it would become been, or take would become taken. So it's a good idea to study these a little bit because some of them, like decide, are regular and normal and okay, and they just use ed, just like the past. But some of them are weird, like gone, been, taken, and there are more of them. I'm sure you can all think of some right now that you know you would need to say I have done, or I have seen, things like that. What this means, how it's different than the past, is it sounds like you still do this. So if I said I listened, it sounds like it happened one time and it's over. But if I say I have listened, it sounds like I started in the past and then I'm still doing it now. So this is another level on the verb. We have tense, past, present, and future. We also have something that's called aspect. That's about whether or not something is finished or whether it keeps going. In Chinese, you also have an aspectual particle, which was really hard for me to learn. It's this word in Chinese, I think, le. I don't like that one. It's very difficult for me to understand what it's doing. So you can think of present perfect is a little bit like using le in Chinese, where you know when it sounds good and you know when it doesn't sound good. And some situations, it makes sense to use le or no le. And it's like that in English too. Sometimes I have listened is the same as I listened. Sometimes it's not the same. So with grammar, it takes a lot of practice. If you practice grammar more, it will go into the back of your brain instead of the front of your brain. When it's in the front of your brain, I think grammar can be kind of painful. But when it goes to the back of your brain, you don't have to think about it so much anymore. And that's what happens once you get really comfortable with the grammar of another language. So you can remember, if this is not just something English does, all languages do this in a different way. And this one, I still don't know what is happening in Chinese with that word. Does anybody have any questions about present perfect? Okay. So this one, I think it also helps if we add a length of time, like for or since. If I say, I have listened to this band for 10 years, I think it sounds better. Or if I say, I have listened to Allison talking since the beginning of class. So you can use some time length to make this relative to the present. And I think that makes it sound better. The last one in present is present perfect continuous. So notice 1, 2, 3, right? There's 3 of them there. 1, 2, 3 verbs. So that can help you remember that if you see 3 verbs in a row, present perfect continuous, this combines the perfect, which I already told you uses have, and a past participle verb. And then it adds an ing, which I told you is what continuous is. So this one also sounds good if we have a length of time. Like, I have been listening to Allison talk for a long time. That's probably what I would say at the end of this one. It sounds like it's still going and that it's going to keep going. So the difference between this one, present perfect, and this one, present perfect continuous, is it sounds like this one has ended now. And it sounds like this one has not ended yet. It's still continuing. Does anybody have any questions about?
Miss Allison,
Yes.
is this class for ESL 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Check it out.
So it's unit 2?
Yes. It's unit 2 today.
Well, I didn't see that assignment.
Yeah, it's this one. Sorry, I have stuff all over the screen. Let me get it off. It is this one that we are doing right now.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Mm,
And am I talking to David? Who am I talking to? David, yes.
wait. I think I didn't have that.
You don't have this one? Does
Mhm.
anyone have this one? I don't know, David, because this class is new, so I'm still trying to understand what we're doing. So it's possible that you don't have it, but I don't really know. And we already did unit 1 last time,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
I did notice one thing, David, you are not on the list for this class. So
Yeah.
that might be why.
That's weird. I don't know why.
Because there's another class that's happening right now. Here, give me 1 second. I'm gonna check something, okay?
Maybe I can join one more again?
Yeah, you are in the wrong class.
Jeez, man.
You are supposed to be in Caroline's class, which is in Zoom room 2. But you can stay in this one if you want to. It's fine with me if you're here, but you are on a list for Caroline's class. Here, I'll show you. Check it out. Here you are, Caroline.
So what do I need to do? Stay here or move to other class?
Your choice. You can stay here or you can go to Caroline in room 2.
Or go other room. Yeah. Bye, Miss
All right,
Alice.
bye, David.
Sorry taking your time.
No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. All right, so David is gone. Let's keep going. Next, they talk more about subject-verb agreement, which I already talked to you about a little bit. So this is just a long way to say that the subject, this noun, agrees with this verb. The subject, these 2 nouns, agrees with this verb. So in this case, one way to check it is if we can replace the subject with the word it. It should be it is. if we could replace the subject with the word they, it should be they are. And I'm having a little trouble writing they because it's too. Okay, there, they. Going into other tenses, same thing is true. When we get to present perfect, this one you just have to remember that has is for he, she, and it, and have is for everything else. And then present perfect continuous is the same as present perfect. So just take an extra second to remember that your subjects and verbs need to agree. And if they don't, I can understand you, but it doesn't sound very good. And it's a bad habit. So we want to work on good habits with grammar. Last one, it says negative. What do all of the negative ones have? What word? Go ahead, Eric.
Not.
They all have not. So you can think of negative as just no or not. And you put it in between the auxiliary verb and the main verb. And in this case, we only need to put it in between the verb and the comment about that verb. Does anybody have any questions about how to make a negative sentence? Okay, I'm going to show you one more thing. You've probably seen and heard people who speak English doing this. Maybe you like to do this too. These are called contractions. That's when I take two words and put them together. We do this because it's faster. It's faster to say aren't than it is to say are not. So because humans always want to get things done faster and humans like to be lazy sometimes, our language is like that too. Our language wants to go faster and our language also wants to be lazier. So there's nothing wrong with using contractions when you're speaking. I think using contractions in speaking is good. It sounds good. Sometimes if you don't use contractions, you sound like a robot when you talk. So it can be good to practice doing this in speaking. However, in writing, if it's formal writing, and formal means that, you know, it's something for school or something for work. If it's writing, you don't want to use contractions. It's not formal. So to be polite, we would write it like this, but maybe we would say it like that. Okay. And you can remember that writing and speaking in English are almost two different languages. You need to study them both separately and give them both attention separately, because the way we write is not the way we speak. Okay, we're going to do some questions now. Let's do it. First one, I would like to have one person read the sentence. Let's ask Coco, can you go first, please?
Yeah, it's a case. Case should be.
They should be afraid of the
Yeah,
dentist.
afraid. Yeah.
They should be afraid. Do you know what the dentist is, Coco?
Dentist is like a mouth. That's like this one. Dentist.
Yeah, the dentist is
Yeah.
the doctor for your teeth and your mouth. So
Yeah.
would we want kids to be scared of the dentist?
Yeah. It's
I
a don't. It's don't.
Yeah, so which one should we choose?
Should not be.
Should not be. Yeah, because if we say you should be afraid of the dentist, the kids will say, I don't ever want to go there. And then their
Yes.
teeth will be terrible.
Yes.
So those should not be afraid of the dentist. I think a lot of people are afraid of the dentist though.
Mhm.
And do you know this word, Coco? Orthodontist?
Or dentist and
Orthodontist.
no, not really.
Does anyone know what an orthodontist is?
Dentist.
It kind of looks like dentist, right?
Yeah.
So this is for when you get braces on your teeth. Let me show you.
Mhm.
So braces, hopefully the picture won't, there we go. Braces. So the person who
Ah,
puts braces on your teeth is
Mhm.
called the orthodontist. So we
Okay.
see the dentist when they clean our teeth, but we see the orthodontist to put braces on our teeth. Did you have braces, Coco?
oh, I'm not, but my daughter used to have that.
Your daughter had
used to-
braces?
yes, when she is like a teenager, almost like 14 years.
Yeah, that's the time most
20.
people get braces when they're about 14. I also
Right.
did not have braces. My sister did, so she has perfect teeth, but
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't. So I have one tooth that's not perfect, and it makes me a little jealous of my sister.
Oh.
'cause
Right
she
now,
has
you can go do this one.
the invisible one.
Yeah, it's not too late. Yeah.
It's okay. Now I kind of like it because I think it makes me unique with
Oh,
my
yeah.
not straight teeth.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah.
look you look beautiful.
Well, that's
It's
because
okay.
you can't see the side.
Yeah.
But anyway,
good
thank
dentist,
you
yeah.
for the compliment. So
Yeah.
anyway, everyone can say this one more time. Let's practice. Orthodontist. Good. Yeah, orthodontist. We see the orthodontist if we need braces. Let's keep going. I would like Zoe to read the next part right here, please.
Dentist and orthodontist help you have a great smile.
Good, you can stop right there. So because we have two different people, dentist and orthodontist, it would be they help. They help you have a great smile. Good subject verb agreement, Zoe, nice job. Huang, I would like for you to actually do 3 and 4. Can you read this part, please?
Today you can even watch
Good.
your favorite movie when you visit
Your dentist. Good. So Huang, what tense are these? Are they past, present, or future?
they are present.
Present simple. That's right. Because these are talking about habits that people do over and over again, or facts that are true. So in here, this verb can is also part of the verb phrase. This verb is called an auxiliary verb or a helping verb. So the auxiliary verb helps the other verb watch to do its job better. Chinese has auxiliary verbs too, so we use them the same way in English. However, one thing to remember about using an auxiliary verb, I'll give you the easier way, is helping verbs. When we use auxiliary or helping verbs, we do not need subject verb agreement. Wait, let me do this. It should be he can help us, not he can helps. No way, we don't want that. We also don't want he can helping. No. We also don't want he can help. No. We don't want to do anything to this verb. So this auxiliary verb is actually a good way to cheat a little bit in English because you don't have to remember to do the subject verb agreement if you're using an auxiliary verb. You can just skip it. So I like them for that reason. Let's see. I would like Eric to do this part, please. So start here, this.
This. Let me see.
The next word is because.
This has.
No, I think we should say this is because. Keep going.
This is because most dental offices have.
Good. Keep going.
net screen televisions and nice connections of DVDs.
Good. I think no one watches DVDs now. Probably it would be something else, like maybe Netflix. But I guess maybe the dentist office could have DVDs. A flat screen television is also something I think everyone has now. In the past, televisions look like this, where they were really big. Like this is what my TV looked like when I was growing up, where it's bigger and heavier. Now I think all TVs are flat screen. So they just look like this, like a normal TV. Whoa, whoa. So these ones, they're flat because they don't expand out like that. And obviously they are much better. It would be pretty weird if you didn't have a flat screen TV now. Let's keep going. One more thing I want to show you is about word families. So here's dentist and here's dental. You can see that these two words are in the same family. What's different about them? I'm going to give you a hint. What's different is about part of speech. So what part of speech is dentist?
No.
Yes, because the person did. And how about dental? It's not a noun. What's this?
Adjective.
That's right. It's an adjective. We know it's an adjective, which we learned about last time, because adjectives' jobs are to talk about nouns. So because it's talking about the word office, it becomes an adjective, and it's saying what kind of office it is. Dental office. Okay, let's keep going. Now, I think I talked to you about this at the beginning of class when I showed you the example. I made the sentence a little simpler this time. Sleeping is good. So this is going to be a hard question. You'll have to remember what I said earlier. Let's have Sophia. What do you think having is here? Which one?
No.
The adjective?
No.
The noun. Is it the noun?
Yes.
How do you know that it's a noun? Because it is the, I'm writing this so bad, oh my goodness. There we go. Because it is the subject of the sentence. And this is the subject too. Now this subject is really long. Having white and beautiful teeth, and here's the verb is. But still, having is the main noun that is controlling that noun phrase. So one thing that's important when you get more experience with grammar is to start opening your mind a little bit, that it's not just person, place, thing. It's also ideas that can be nouns. So great job, Sophia. Can you finish reading this and do the next one, please?
Having known with what a beautiful tea is important to me, because I often
Now, this one we haven't talked about today. So do you want me to help you a little, or you think you know?
have
Help. It's talking about a verb.
adverb.
Adverb. Good. And Eric, did you know it was an adverb? I saw you. You're like, yep, I knew it. Okay, great. Well, that's good that you already know that. I'm trying to think whose turn I want it to be next. I think I'm going to have Coco. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. Can you read this one for us?
Okay. Oh, which one? Where?
You
Start.
start right here with. Do you remember
Okay.
what part of speech it is? They gave
Okay.
me more choices.
Which
With.
which medicine exemption.
A mysterious expression.
Yeah, I talk many funny joke.
Okay, we need to find out what part of speech is with. And
Oh,
this
which?
one,
Oh, which is like with
Yeah.
like preposition.
preposition, good, that's right. And we did
Yeah.
learn about that a little bit last time. So a
Yeah.
preposition's job is to show relationships between nouns. So if you see a preposition, it's always going to have at least one noun that it's talking about or connecting to the sentence. Other prepositions are words like for, in, about. They can also show space like next to or over. And they can show time like after and before. So they have a lot of different jobs. Let's do the last one here. So they say, he will send you to see an orthodontist. An orthodontist will apply and remove. Who knows what part of speech remove is? Anybody can answer. What is this? The dentist will remove your braces. Eric?
Verb.
It's a verb, that's right, because it's the thing that he's doing. Okay, good. So we didn't get very far today, but that's okay because I want to make sure that we spend a lot of time on the verbs because I think they're really important and it's better for us to go slow and it's almost boring than it is to go too fast and we don't understand. So I'm sorry that we took a long time, but I hope that everything that I shared with you today helps you feel more confident about verbs in English. And let's see if we can get a couple more of these questions done. And then I'm going to talk to you about maybe some homework that you can do. Let's see, what is not a good example of future simple? Okay, Eric, what do you think?
I am coming after finishing the homework.
Yeah,
Finish.
you're right. Yeah, that's not a good example of future simple.
There's no will.
That's right, because future simple uses will, and we didn't really talk about that today, so it's great that you already knew that. Now we want to figure out which one is future continuous. Who remembers what we're looking for continuous? Not even about future, but what do we look for it for continuous on the verb? Anybody remember? It's 3 letters.
Verb.
We're looking for ones that have ing, okay? That's continuous. So let's take a look. We want a good example. Which one has ing? Some parents will be paying. So in the future tense, we need to add be and then the ing verb. Over here, they're saying which one of these has, it shouldn't say in the, it should say has. Which one of these has subject verb agreement? So that means which one is correct. So I'm going to pick this one since we're short on time. The last answer is correct. If you ask kids their opinion, they will usually rule in favor of being paid, which means if you ask a kid if they want money, they will say that they want money. Which one of these is negative and correct? You should choose this one, should not be paid. This is another example of an auxiliary verb, should, a helping verb. Last but not least, just which one is correct? Oh, wow, this one's pretty bad. What will a fair amount? So who can tell me which one is correct?
Number one, some people
Number
think
one?
some people think the responsibility of kids to help.
This is missing, it is the responsibility. So it's close, but it's missing because this is actually a two-part sentence. So I'm going to show us, it's this one. Paying kids can make them feel at home. So this one actually has a three-part verb, which is a little bit more complicated than what we learned today, but always good to challenge ourselves. So we're about out of time. And here's what I'm going to say for us for today. We finished the first exercise. I think for homework, why don't you work on, let's see what this is. Okay, so this one that says Unit 2 intro is vocabulary. So if you want to work on vocabulary, I think that's a good idea. And then there's also a whole bunch of other ones that are English to Chinese that you are more than welcome to work on your own account. Next time we're going to be doing the essay writing, but I also think I'm going to try to do a little bit of the grammar next time as well. So we'll probably move more quickly in our next class because we already will have covered what a verb is and how to use it. So another thing I would say, just I recommend that you do that is not here in ivyGoal, but I think it's a good idea. I think it would be a good idea to practice writing sentences and think about what the sentences mean. So actually remember at the beginning of class how we all practiced writing a present simple habit sentence. I think you should try doing that with all of these. You should try writing one in present simple, a habit, a fact. You should try writing one present continuous that's true, like I am writing, or I am thinking, or I am learning English. Something in present perfect that started in the past, continued, and then ended, like I have studied English for, I don't know how many years. I have learned English my whole life, like that. And then also try writing it like this. If you write the sentences and you want me to check them, what you can do is at the beginning of class, you can send them to me in the chat on Zoom and I'll keep them. I'll check them after class and I'll put them in the lesson notes so you can see if you made a mistake and I can give you some comments, okay? So if you want to, your choice, you can write some sentences practicing what we learned today and give them to me directly in the chat at the beginning of class. If you want to, you don't have to. Okay, everybody understand? All right, so I will see you again, I think Saturday? Yeah, see you on Saturday and we're gonna keep working on this and also do some writing. So make sure that you're ready to go. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, great job today. See you on Saturday.
See you Sunday. Good night.
Night, bye-bye.